Hello guys, welcome to the next video on Node.js tutorial for beginners, and from this video we will start learning Express.js. Express.js is one of the most popular and widely used web framework in Node.js development, and Express.js allows you to handle routings, servers and IO stuff really easily. So let's dive into the world of Express.js. So what I have done is I have created this empty folder called express_test, and first of all I'm going to initialize an empty project inside this express test folder. So I will just cd to this folder wherever this folder is, and then I'm going to just use npm init to initialize the project, right? So just write npm init, which is going to initialize my npm project, and I'm going to leave everything as default, and I'm going to press enter for everything, which is going to create this package.json for us, which is really basic, right? Everything is default. Now let's create this index.js file, because we have defined here in the package.json that index.js is our main file, right? So I can do it from here, or I can even do it from the terminal also. Now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to install npm module for Express, right? So I'm going to just open the terminal once again, and I will just write npm install Express, right? You already know this command, right? And I'm going to also add this flag save, so it will be saved in my package.json file, right? So I'm going to press enter and wait for the installation for the npm module, and in some time you will also see this dependency added to your package.json, as well as the npm module created here, the folder named npm modules, right? So you can see Express is installed now, right? So now let's start writing some code. So to start an Express, we need to require this Express module. So you can just write var and then Express and then require, and you can require the Express module, right? Like this. So this is really basic, and to create an Express app you need to call this Express method, which is going to give you the access to the instance which you can use to listen on any port, right? So I'm going to just create an app variable. This is the common convention to use this name for Express app, and then you just take this variable and call a function called Express from it. Okay, so this app instance is going to allow you to create and listen on some port. So you can just use app.listen, and then you can listen on any port. For example, I want to listen on port 3000. It's same like using HTTP module, right? And then I'm going to create an anonymous function. So let's create an anonymous function here, and then the curly brackets, and in here I can console log something. So just console.log, and let's say our server is live on port 3000, right? And then give a semicolon here and save your code, and let's run our server. So I'm going to just write node and then index.js and then press enter, which is going to run our server. And if you remember, we have installed nodemon, right? So we can use nodemon here, but for the first time let's just use node here, and then I'm going to refresh this page and it starts listening. Now if you can see here, it says cannot get. Now get is the default HTTP method the Express is going to use, right? Now there can be 4 type of HTTP method which can be used for requesting from the client to the server, and that are, for example, I'm going to just comment here, and I'm going to just write the name of the methods, right? So first method is get, second method is post, third method is put, and the fourth HTTP method is delete, right? So Express is capable of using or doing everything: get, post, put, and delete, obviously. And the way we can do it using routing is we can use this app instance, and it's going to allow you or allow us to use different kind of method, and the name itself can be used to do routing. But for this video, because it's an introduction, so we are going to just use the get HTTP method using this app instance, and later we are going to see the much complex stuff like post, put, and delete request. So just write app and then the name of the method, for example get, and then we provide the basic routing. For example, the basic routing is our home page, for example, and then we will use an anonymous function which will allow us to send us the response, right? So first argument here will be the request, and second argument is the response. So I will just say reply, and then I'm going to just complete this anonymous function like this, right? And from here I can just use reply argument from here, and then dot send, and then send any reply to the client which is requesting this get request, right? So this is the body you are sending. So I am just going to say this is home page, okay? And in the same way we can provide multiple routes as we have done with HTTP module. So let's create some routing. So the next routing I want to create here is about, and the next routing is, for example, for the contact, and I'm going to just write here instead of home about, and here contact, okay? And save and rerun my project. This time I'm going to use NodeMon. So just write NodeMon, because we in the last video we have installed NodeMon, right? And then index.js. So we will save the time in restarting the server, right? And then I'm going to refresh here, which is going to give me this reply which says this is home page, and let's request this IP address and the about route, and then it says this is about page, and then contact page, and now it says contact page, right? So everything is working, and when we give any faulty routing, it says cannot get this kind of request, right? So let's summarize what we have done. So what we have done in this code, we have installed first of all Express NPM module, and then we have required this NPM module, and then using this Express method we have created an instance called app, which we can use to call different methods like get, post, put, or delete, and we can listen on any port using the listen method and the name of the port or the number of the port which you want to listen on, right? Now if you can see here, you may ask that we haven't provided any content type here in the reply. So the answer for this question is Express is intelligent enough to recognize the content type which is replied as a response to the client. So if you pass string here, Express is intelligent enough to recognize that this is a string, so you don't need to provide the explicit content type like plain text or something like this with this reply, right? So in this way, you have saved some lines of code. So this was the brief introduction to Express, and in the further videos, we will learn more functionality about Express. So stay tuned and please rate, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.